coach of your Toronto Raptors is Butch Carter.
The third of four meetings between these two teams. The first two dominated by Toronto. 112-92 on November 5th at the Meadowlands. December 21st, 116-87. Raptors scored 43 points in the first quarter alone.
Well, in the other game, they scored 35 points in the first quarter. So there's a message right there to Don Casey's team. Try to get a good defensive start to this basketball game and keep it close, at least for the first 12 minutes.
Final meeting of the season will come on March the 30th at the Meadowlands. That's next week, and part of the tough stretch that we talked about at the top of the broadcast. Fans have really come out to support this team in Toronto. And the Raptors have not let them down. Hugh Evans, Betty Adams, Greg Willard, the officials here tonight. And we're underway as the Nets control the tap with Van Horn back tapping to Marbury. On the outside, Gill is matched up with Carter. Marbury, give and go to Gill, leaning in. Oakley knocked the ball away, out of bounds.
This is pretty much a Raptor team, Ian, right off the bat, that the Nets can challenge them inside. Shot blockers really not out there. McGrady actually at the guard position leads this team in blocking shots. So
Kittles pulls the trigger and hits.
A good start for the Nets, getting a good set early on just to get their rhythm. Once again, big first quarters against this team. The Raptors have really hurt the Nets.
Nets take the 2-0 lead. Inside, Davis had it broken up by McElvain, and the Nets are on the move. Great feed. Marbury to Van Horn.
A terrific look by Marbury. Defensively making things happen with Jim McElvain.
Carter fading away, in and out. There's Marbury quickly across. Trying to direct traffic. Van Horn sets the screen. Marbury on a spin move, splitting defenders, angling in, but the ball was blocked. Christie for Carter. McGrady on a pump, got Van Horn in the air. Passes it backwards, and Davis couldn't bank it, but he's going to the free throw line.
Pretty good work by the Raptors on the break just then. One of the things this team does very well is pass the basketball around. A lot of guys you can kind of let the youth run around and do some crazy things on the floor, knowing that the veterans will pull it back together again.
Antonio Davis connects on both free throws. It's 4-2 Nets. Here's Gill stroking it over Carter. Off the rim, and Davis with a board. Christie picked up by Van Horn.
He may post up Marbury with his size.
There's the post up you talked about. Passes out of the double. McGrady, wide open jump shot.
And early on, we see what the Nets have elected to do. They'll double team whenever Christie takes Marbury down low, but that opens up shots.
Marbury is bumped by Christie and a blocking foul.
So you look at this matchup down this end of the floor. Christie at 6'6", not nearly as quick as Stephon Marbury. So Marbury should be able to kind of dictate where he wants to get to on the floor, which should be good for Jersey shooters if they're knocking down shots.
I think that would be one concern for Butch Carter with Christie starting at point guard. You go against some of the smaller point guards. As Kittles drains a three, Christie may have a problem defending them.
Right, because we've seen Marbury go by the quickest guards in this league defensively, and Christie by no means is in that category at the defensive end.
7-4 Nets with just over 2 minutes gone by. Look out. Blocking foul called on McElvain. And Jim McElvain is down.
And possibly out. And that was a not.
The last time Doc Rivers had to say about the Toronto Raptors in particular and star players getting preferential treatment as opposed to his own player, John Amici, who was fouled on a play on a no call.
Was that $7,500?
$7,500, yeah. He made his point, though. Kittles a three. Book it.
Wow. And Kittles comes out from long range firing.
We've seen this a lot, though, this year, where Kerry Kittles gets off early and then can't continue it throughout all 4 quarters.
Especially in the fourth.
8 quick points for Kittles. Inside, Davis knocked away by Van Horn, and Jamie Fight comes up with it. He's in there for McElvain after the second personal foul. There's Gill, full isolation with Carter. Gill on a back end. Gill, double clutch, and Carter got a piece.
Tell you, I'm just looking at Carter. Every time he's involved, he just looks as if he has the confidence that everything is going to go correctly for him.
McGrady post up, takes the baseline, tried to swing it inside, and a turnover. Kittles finds Van Horn, cutting straight down the middle for the slam.
See, defensively, the Nets are getting pretty good rotation, especially at that time when McGrady went baseline. A team that they can run against, that's for sure, because the Raptors do like to go inside and they like to go for the offensive rebounds.
Double up on Christie, leaving Oakley free inside the arc. He's got it.
Charles Oakley, we know he can shoot the ball from there. Did it with the Knicks and does it with the Raptors.
12-8 Nets. Kittles left free over McGrady, off the rim. Oakley looked for the outlet, but it's Christie getting it across. Dump it down low, McGrady. Working his way inside, McGrady with a leader.
See, part of their breakout sets is to get down the floor. McGrady, it really wasn't a fast break, but he went right down to the low right side of the floor for a post-up off the break opportunity.
Nets lead by 2. Gill uses the high screen set by Fight. Now it's Marbury looking to get involved. Gill makes his move to the rim, turning the corner, and that's goaltending.
Off the glass, good call from the officials, and a solid drive by Kendall Gill against the rotation. You see the blow by right there for Gill, taking it off the glass. Jamie Fight following up, but no need for that.
Around the perimeter, good denial by Kittles, but he couldn't track it down. 10 to shoot. Here's Christie off the triple team. Oakley can't hit from the top of the key.
Nets are going to try to run this off the blocks. There's no question about that.
Van Horn tried the crossover. Oh, drives in, left hand, comes up short.
Watch for the post up again. McGrady right to the left side of the floor. Wherever the ball is, he goes.
Kittle's trying to hold his ground. McGrady fading away. Side rim. Van Horn was bumped, no call. Kittles didn't see the pass, but Toronto knocked it out of bounds last. 7:12 to play first quarter. And the Nets in front by 4. Jim McElvain already on the bench with 2 personal fouls, also shaken up a bit. Gill comes up short.
Nets really need to hit these open shots against the Raptors, who will give it up.
Carter a 3. Cans it.
He's got the look. I'll tell you, he is just shooting the ball very well. Last 10 games, he's stroking at 47% from the three-point stripe.
It's amazing what confidence can do for you.
It really is.
Yeah, you could look at that All-Star weekend as the turning point, I think. Marbury kicked out for a Fight. Van Horn lines it up a 3.
Well, guys are just shooting the ball pretty well from long range, getting up and down the court.
Nets are at 50%, 7 of 14.
Compared to those first 2 games in the first quarter, as things are going well for the Nets right now comparatively.
Working around the perimeter, Carter pump fake around Marbury. It'd have slid the foot, no walk call. Christie a 3-pointer, too strong. Fike able to tap the ball in his own direction, trying to save it.
On the defender, he just takes it there. Carter wasn't even a factor. And once again, Kendall Gill cross court, little zip across, skip pass, bang. Kittle's knocking it down. I think your point is well taken, though, before, Ryan. Kerry Kittles has to make sure he finds that in the fourth quarters of basketball games. Recently, he has been finding himself on the bench with guys like Lucius Harris doing a nice job stepping up for him.
He's got the look tonight that he can go out there and score 30 without a problem.
All night, yeah.
Let's see what he finishes up with, though. Gill on a bounce for Kittles. Ball fake. And now Marbury. Inside, how did he find Van Horn, who couldn't finish it?
You're right, Marbury with the zip pass. Van Horn must get that one to go down for him.
Here's Christie looking inside. Carter, drop step, reverse, high off the window.
I hate to bring up the Michael Jordan type comparison so early, but he's starting to, on the offensive end, do some of the Jordan type things.
Kittles matched up with McGrady. Fight comes out with a screen. He'll take that jump shot inside the arc and knocks it down.
See, the Raptors are protecting inside out, so they obviously think that they can outshoot the Nets from the outside and the perimeter. So far, so good for New Jersey, though.
Nets at 50% from the field.
Back door.
Look out. McGrady unable to finish, trying to flip it back for Davis. And Marbury takes it away from Christie. Uncontested, Marbury in. He missed the dunk. Gill is there following on the play. And Stephon Marbury with a smile on his face. There's Christie crossing over. Too much spin on it. Knocked to the air, and Van Horn has it. Quick outlet for Gill. Nets are running. Marbury gives it up. Fike off his head. And Nets have to get it under control here. Kittles, long three. Back of the iron. And Toronto has it.
Here goes Carter on the break on the left, too.
Look out. They don't want Oakley handling that ball. Here's McGrady. Fike blocks it away. And another break opportunity. Marbury, crisp pass. Gill had it knocked away. And Kendall Gill will shoot a pair.
Keeping you busy there, huh?
Largest lead, 8. Del Curry has checked into the game for Toronto. Here's Carter. Turnaround jump shot is good.
When he catches the basketball, I would assume the Nets will try to double team him as much as possible. When he goes quickly with it, you can't get to him in time.
Carter has 9. Kevin Willis in there for the Raptors. Here's Van Horn, had a notion, now takes it. Little hesitation may have cost him on the three-point attempt.
Little quick also, the Nets settling for outside shots. They have to test down deep.
McGrady, pump fake, jump shot, side rim. And Van Horn comes up with a good board in traffic.
Doing a good job rebounding overall.
He's got 4 rebounds. Gill, baseline drive, and the reverse finish.
See, that's where I think they have to test the water a little bit more. You know, Kevin Willis is in there with some size. Charles Oakley, the next biggest guy, but they really don't have shot blockers.
No. I mean, the best shot blocker on the team is probably Michael Stewart, who just doesn't see much action.
Right.
Because he doesn't offer much offensively.
And McGrady gets his clearly because he's athletic.
Well, and on help defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Willis back in on a skip pass. Carter too strong. Willis taps the ball over to Fike, and the Nets take it up the floor quickly. Marbury stop and go. McGrady the block shot. Offensive foul fending off Stephon Marbury.
Stephon Marbury leading with the left arm that time on the drive to the basket. McGrady doing a pretty good job defensively just then, establishing his position. And watch the left arm will push off. It's a good call. McGrady nice and long. That's why he's blocking shots.
First foul on Marbury. Carter and McGrady go to the bench. Muggsy Bogues checks into the game. Well, now McGrady will stay on. Just Carter. McGrady thought it was him that was headed to the sideline. So Carter sits with 9 points on 3 of 5 from the field. McGrady gets the step on Gill, the jump shot. No good. Van Horn with a lead feed for Gill. Former teammate of his in Charlotte, Muggsy Bogues. Gill pulls the trigger, and Oakley uncontested for the rebound.
Different pace with Bogues on the floor. Notice him taking it right up the floor.
Gives up his dribble. 2:32 to play in the first. Here's Willis, post-up opportunity. Van Horn blitzes. They give Oakley the jump shot straight away. Willis the follow, and that's exactly what happened in the last matchup. Too many easy buckets on the inside, off of misses for the Raptors.
Well, the key really is the rotation, and if you're going to allow somebody like Oakley shooting, you must have interior defensive rotation for the blockout.
Marbury jump shot. Good look at the basket with that high arcing delivery. It looks like Kerry Kittles may have gotten one in the eye.
Are they going to play this basketball? Oh, what a steal by Marbury.
Meanwhile, Kittles hunched over in pain. Marbury can't score on the jump shot. Van Horn taps it over to Gill. Loose ball. Gill fighting for it. And the layup is good.
Kittle's still in pretty bad shape, but this game is going to continue going up and down.
They're playing 5-on-4.
Right. Yeah, because they don't have to. They must have. I didn't see with the confusion there. A lot of people in front. Did somebody just go over and foul?
Yeah, Kendall Gill on a giveaway. Let's take a look at what happened. Kerry Kittles in rebound action, and
oh, yeah, he gets the shoulder of Keith Van Horn and maybe a little elbow at the same time.
A timeout. Nets lead by 10.
Sucker punch to the right side, left side of the head.
There's Willis passing cross court for Bogues. Knocked away out of bounds with 9 seconds left on the 24. A minute 19 on the game clock. Johnny Newman in the game. Lucius Harris in as well. Curry tosses in for McGrady. Del Curry looking to get off. Short. Oakley offensive rebound. Reset for the Raptors. Del Curry the jump shot. Good.
It's amazing, isn't it, the way Curry gets that shot off. First one was a force because of the shot clock going against him, but instant offense, instant quickness with the shot release.
Nets 3 of 5 from three-point range. Johnny Newman taking it in, and he's fouled. Kevin Willis may have been hit in the side of the head. Don Casey's team with a 30-point first quarter. And still 42 seconds to play.
And you look at that 22 for the Raptors also. Pretty big difference compared to these first two games they played earlier on.
Here's McGrady, 8 to shoot. Bogues has a little bit too much mustard on it. Bogues controlling it, leaning in. Can't get it to fall. The Nets can hold for one. As Newman gets it ahead.
Bogues plays at a different level, doesn't he? It's just the lower level.
Marbury flips it out for Harris. Nets can hold for one. And I think they finally recognize that.
Here's the pesky defense.
Down to 3. Marbury puts up a 3. Off the rim. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. We'll go to the second with the Nets leading the Raptors 30-22. 3 of 5 shooting, 8 points. Take a look at our Toyota quote book. Toyota every day. Don Casey on not losing ground in the standings despite the loss to Utah. That helped. That relieved the pain a little bit. It was like Novocaine after Orlando and Milwaukee were unable to take advantage.
Pass the Novocaine around for some of the players tonight so far, huh?
Right now, Kerry Kittles could use a little bit.
After the season McIlvaine has put in with his injuries, any night he'll take that, I would guess.
First minute of play, second quarter. Carter on a fadeaway. Toronto, though, crashing the boards, and they come up with a loose ball. Curry around his former teammate in Charlotte, Scott Burrell. Fike couldn't grab it, but Harris does. Perry, Harris, Newman, Fike, and Burrell. The Rottweilers, as they like to call themselves. Fike has it come off the rim.
Everything's still coming from the outside and pretty quick on the shot clock.
Bogues will set things up with the Nets leading it 30-22. Carter on a dump down. They leave Curry open. And Burrell will come over the back.
Just about everything. The high percentage of shots coming from the 15-foot range and out. Scott Burrell going over the top. Kevin Willis there again. Jamie Fike has to really concentrate on turning into the body of Willis first, riding him out second, and then turning for the basketball. Even let somebody else rebound it, but just keep Willis off the glass.
Fike now on the bench, 2 points, 1 rebound. McIlvaine has returned. He picked up 2 early fouls and had a collision with Vince Carter. Willis jump shot. And Burrell there for the strong side rebound.
See if the Nets can start going towards the basket a little.
Newman on the runner.
Johnny Newman figures things out. He's been around a long time and understands when things aren't going well from the outside.
Here's Bogues, doesn't shoot often. And Harris has the board. Perry in transition. Pull-up pop for Elliott Perry. Back of the iron, and the smallest man on the court comes up with the ball.
Big time board.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Hey, Muggsy can rebound. 13 of 29 for the Nets. 8 of 27 from the field. Carter, kick out. McGrady straight away.
Not a bad find. Had a little hang time for Carter. McGrady just getting better and better, and so is that guy. And they're working well together on the floor, which starts to get dangerous too if you're an opposing team.
Now they are cousins.
Has a little to do with it, I guess.
A little bit of chemistry. Burrell, 2-pointer. And an air ball.
Johnny Newman's the only guy on the floor going towards the basket for the Nets.
Bogues gives up his dribble. Here's Carter releasing on a 3. And Burrell with a good snatch on the other side of the court.
See, when you don't have a real true post-up player on the floor, and Jim McIlvaine, the tallest guy, move him away from the basket as he is now, and that gives the lane some room to dribble towards the basket.
Burrell sets it up.
See, when these shots go down, they look terrific, but when they don't go down, you're just boxing yourself into a real problem.
There's McGrady. Inside to Willis.
McIlvaine with the step to defend the baseline. Wide open Willis steps right through the middle of the lane. Nice job of tracking the basketball by Kevin Willis.
Nets' largest lead has been 10. It's currently 6. Newman off a double.
They'll double team the forced shot from the outside.
Burrell keeps firing. Doesn't have it here in the second quarter. He's now 0 for 3.
You wonder how long Don Casey will go with this crew if they're just going to keep shooting the ball quickly.
Willis drop step. Reverse layup. He got around McIlvaine. Casey wants a timeout. And the Raptors get the ball. Perry could not get it across cleanly. Now the timeout comes after the turnover. 32-28 Nets. 8:29 to play first half. Tokyo. Entries must be received by March 26th. Enter the following: Mets to Japan sweepstakes today. Now the Raptors on a run. They now trail the Nets by 4. Carter hanging and draws the foul.
And draws a lot of attention also. Jim McIlvaine, second guy in, possibly the third after the double team, and it'll be number 3 on Jim.
And Evan Eschmeyer will come off the bench. Carter at the line where he is shooters on this team. He rides him hard. And just because Carter can soar through the air and slam like no one else in this league doesn't mean he's going to get any kind of special treatment.
Right, and if Carter can deal with that and keep his head, that's a pretty good sign for the Raptors.
Nets just can't finish. Raptors on an 8-0 run. Harris able to rebound his miss. Foot on the line. In and out. Eschmeyer unable to grab it. And the Nets shooting all the way down to 39%.
And I believe it's only been one trip by Johnny Newman out of maybe the last 7 or 8 trips where they've gone to the basket.
They led 30-22 after one. Bogues jump shot.
There's the recognition with Carter on the floor.
Eschmeyer gets the roll. Able to beat the Raptors down the floor.
Muggsy didn't get him on that one, huh?
You know, Muggsy, there aren't many 5'3" guys around that can block shots like Muggsy Bogues. The kind of skill he has. Bogues in and out.
Almost got that one to knock down.
Looked identical to the jump shot previous. Elliott Perry trying to use the Newman screen, but Bogues works around it. Perry fading away. Yes.
Elliott Perry understanding the little size advantage and good elevation there. Bogues is a pest when the ball's down low, but you can jump right over him, obviously.
Nets lead at 36-32.
Comes Del Curry off the screen.
Whipping around. Christie now on the floor for the Raptors. Here's Willis getting a touch on a double team. Behind the back. Carter. Foul. Scott Burrell can't believe it. Carter taking it to the rim, and look at Steve Francis topple him over. That one did not look intentional, though, and Carter was able to get up, regroup. Francis came over. There's the apology. Carter said, hey, no big deal, part of the game.
Well, one of the things, too, the line, when you have a guy who's such an acrobat as he is going to the basket and he kind of whirls the basketball around, when guys go towards the ball and try to strip it from him, they're going to go after him. And if he's moving the ball as well as he does, they're going to go after the ball. He's going to move the ball. Next thing you know, you're going to get somebody pulling on an arm or grabbing a hand or a neck or something. So don't take this the wrong way. He brings it on himself because of his ability.
He's got that extra hang time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, fun to watch, though.
So Carter hits 2 out of 2. (36-34).
Uh-oh.
Intercepted. Doug Christie will glide in for the two-handed dunk.
Christie playing those passing lanes. Very good at stealing the basketball. Always active on the defensive end. It's like a little half-court trap here. This is more towards a zone than anything else.
Nets shooting just 30% here in the second quarter. Wow. And the Nets just threw it away, or did they? Newman able to save, but Burrell can't hold on to it. We have just passed the halfway point of the second quarter, and the Raptors beginning to get into a groove. McGrady matched up with Newman. Here's McGrady bumping bodies, and they call him for the blocking foul. Johnny Newman.
Part of the problem we got
Starting teams already showing interest, the likes of the Magic and the Chicago Bulls. Raptors would love to keep him. In fact, they had a promotion before the game telling fans bring out a poster that you make at home to convince Tracy to stay here in Toronto.
I heard another one where they were saying email him with their requests on why he should stay also.
Raptors have outscored the Nets by 10 in the second. Marbury can't hit it. And Carter able to come away with a loose ball.
Once again, not to repeat myself, but I have to. Keeps coming from long range.
Carter dumped out. Antonio Davis's hook shot. And Gill able to out-rebound McGrady. Marbury, tough angle as he finds Van Horn cutting to the goal.
If I were a player on the Nets, anytime Stephon Marbury is tracking the basketball and getting the basketball, I would just keep running the floor because he has incredible court sense and will find you more times than not. And
don't turn your head because the ball might be there.
Right, exactly. You might be wearing it on the side of your head.
Off the double team on Davis. Ball movement leads to a Bogues jump shot. Fike able to tap it over to Gill. Much better job by Fike getting himself into position.
And getting out on the floor also to make things happen defensively and then with the defensive rebounding.
Tied at 38. Van Horn on a bounce to the outside. Newman sets up the three. That's a 2-ball. Johnny Newman's toe was on the line.
Don Casey once again up again, looking for his team to make it happen at the defensive end.
Nets lead by 2. They go back in front. There's McGrady sizing up Gill on a crossover. And Fike will get called on the reach-in. The Scottie Pippen to Vince Carter, similar to the Jordan-Pippen combination.
Right.
But when asked about that recently, he said, no, I've never said that. You know, I just want to be a part of a winner. I just want to be comfortable. Those are all the things that you're expected to say. And he obviously wants the maximum salary available.
Right. That would be very nice, that last portion of it. But
inside, Newman was looking for a call.
A couple of guys went through the rim, it looked like there. Could have been a goaltending call. Dude, I'd take Pippen's place alongside Jordan, wouldn't you?
That's not a bad place in history.
Exactly. I could live with that.
Here's Carter. Stroking it over Van Horn. The follow McGrady. Tapped the ball to himself. Marbury in a scrum for the loose ball. And the Nets come up with it. He was fouled by Carter in the backcourt. And Butch Carter irate.
Butch Carter looking for the call. I thought Vince Carter on the trip across the lane when Stephon Marbury got the basketball, I thought he was throwing a little bit of the left arm up at him.
Looks like they might both be throwing the arms a bit, jockeying. But Carter got tagged for it.
He is a marked man in terms of how well he's playing, so they have to continue to go after him. There's no question about that.
Carter leading all scorers tonight. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Marbury finds an opening. Fike the trailer, and a blocking foul called. He couldn't finish it as they played them this season. Back in November and December. Nets have gained confidence. And New Jersey believes that they can make a playoff run. They're going to have to pull out some tough games, though.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, and they have to, I think, continue to push the ball up the floor when they're successful. And
Del Curry on ball movement. That's a 2-pointer.
This is a tough team to defend against, too, now all of a sudden. They have some outside shooters. They know how to blend them in. Butch Carter doing a good job of rotating different people onto the floor that have different types of strengths.
Van Horn, the only net that was hitting consistently earlier after Kittles left with the injury. Here's Newman, a 3. Rebounded by Christie.
Raptors kind of sneak away with the zone every so often. That last trip down the floor, Davis did not move an inch from the middle of the floor.
Carter one-on-one with Van Horn. Marbury recognizes it. Double team. Here's Davis passing out of the double. Ball movement leads to McGrady's leaner.
Curry's smart enough, veteran enough to be able to see that the defense is rotating and running at him. That time he elects to go to McGrady on the block. So some interesting concepts there with the hand held.
Yeah. You think that was actually Dave that did the work? Block shot as Antonio Davis came in on Keith Van Horn.
Being afraid of heights, you're not going to get me holding that camera.
Oh, we're going to have to get into that one of these days. Here's Christie, a 3. Side rim. And Fike couldn't out-rebound Carter. Cross court. Curry on a pump fake. Leans in for 2. And Van Horn cleans it up. Christie going for the steal. Will they call Marbury on a foul? No. It's last touch Christie.
Yep, that's exactly what the call is. Marbury came out of the pack just then smiling. I thought he had that look as if he had gotten a call on him. Here comes Christie with the steal. Christie just falls down.
Van Horn cross court for Newman. Zigzagging Johnny Newman. Banker doesn't go. The follow, though, does.
Johnny Newman probably at this point going to get extra minutes tonight, filling in for Kerry Kittles. We don't know the status on whether he'll return the second half or not.
We'll have more on that coming up at halftime. All tied up, 44 apiece. Tracy McGrady. Long jump shot inside the arc.
You know, whenever a player starts to knock down long-term shots just like that, it becomes such a problem to defend, especially a guy who can step in.
Good position, Fike. And Kendall Gill rewarded him.
If you pass the basketball against this Raptors team, though, they don't defend very well. They will give up pretty good opportunities at the scoring end. That's why the Nets have to get away from just shooting.
Davis trying to be ridden out by Fike. And a foul called on Jamie Fike. That's his second. McGrady and Carter have combined for 27 of the Raptors' 46 points so far, as Carter gets a breather for the final 42.9 of the second quarter, and Muggsy Bogues checks in.
That's to protect Carter also. I am with 2 fouls right now. Give him a fresh start in the second.
There's 38 seconds to play, first half. Van Horn cross court for Gill. Little shake and bake, leaning in with the left, and Antonio Davis with a block.
McGrady stepping across also did help allow the defender to get there for the block. Second guy in once again.
5.5 second difference, shot clock to game clock. Here's Christie with Newman. 10 to shoot. Davis setting up, off the double. Bogues with 4, with 3. Bogues, jump shot, got it.
Nice read by Bogues off the shot clock. He's better off the dribble than he is standstill shooting.
Marbury is fouled as he crosses midcourt. And the question is whether the Raptors had 1 to give.
And it did have the 1 to give, so I think that was Christie who came up with the foul, but they gave it to Bogues, I believe.
They did give it to Bogues, and the Nets only have 2.9 seconds to work with. Newman to Marbury. 3-pointer. Missed it. First half of play complete. Halftime here in Toronto, and the Raptors leading the Nets 50-46. When we come back, we head to LA. Ron Poole and Orlando Woolridge. Raptors lead it. Utah on Sunday, 92-88, which snapped a 4-game winning streak. Carter tees it up. Antonio Davis offensive rebound. And the Raptors out rebounding the Nets by 11 boards.
The Nets can keep Carter out there. They're in good shape.
Davis hits the jump shot over McElvey.
Second opportunities, though, just what Michael Corrin once again mentioned. 2 things, foul shots and getting them off the protecting the defensive glass with your blockouts.
Raptors have their largest lead, 6. Marbury inside the arc. Book it.
Definitely need him to pick up his game. 1 for 7 in the first half. Good elevation just then. Get the legs moving, get yourself untracked early, get a good break and a warm-up between halves.
Here's McGrady, isolation with Newman. They tried Davis, same spot as before. McElvey will play it the same. Now Davis trying to use his body, and McElvey jars the ball loose. 2-on-2 developing. And Gill will wait for his teammates to get down the floor. Marbury pump fake, squeezing into the lane. Newman a 3, front rim. Van Horn tried to tap it, but the Raptors control it.
Carter did the same thing to him, and he just popped the ball back to one of his teammates, could not come down with it. Good smart play.
Crossover, McGrady strokes it and hits.
Oh, good looking shot, isn't it? McGrady with the 1 little dribble to his left after a shake. And he just continues to improve.
Raptors 54, Nets 48.
Double team to get the ball out of Marbury's hands, force somebody else to create.
It leaves somebody open. This time it's Gill.
So they think that Marbury's really the guy who's going to put the ball on the floor and break people down. They'd rather have Kendall Gill shoot that standstill without Marbury bringing it down.
Here's Davis back for McGrady. Newman defending him. Davis pops to the outside. McElvain blocks the shot, but he knocks it out of bounds with 9 to shoot. Kerry Kittles in the first quarter. The bump from Van Horn. In the hallway on his way to the locker room earlier and will not return.
Good hands by Gill, stripping the basketball right in front of us with Vince Carter getting ready to put on a move.
Comes in averaging just under 2 assists per game. Marbury, soft touch, but it didn't go down for him from 3-point range.
Notice the white jerseys defensively, huh? 4 Raptors sitting on the boards. There wasn't a net within 15 feet of the glass.
Carter left open, a 3, too easy.
Now you have to start thinking, well, do I go out and guard him, or do I take another chance and let him shoot the ball out there?
That's the one aspect of his game that nobody expected to develop this quickly. Van Horn cannot answer back with a 3-point attempt of his own.
And it brings the comparison up always of Michael Jordan. A young Michael Jordan did not shoot the ball as well as Carter does right now in his career.
Carter with Gill. Then shoulder fake. Fires it inside to the wrong team.
Would have been a great pass if Johnny Newman were on his team.
Oh, there are a lot of ifs in this game.
If he only had a white shirt on.
He could have been a great player if I was 6'8". There's Marbury. Kick out.
You think?
Gill. Line drive delivery. Van Horn tracks it down to the corner.
I've heard you talk about your game. You must have some game, I guess.
You know what? I'm not terrible. Here's Gill trying to scoop it up. He does. Gill bumping bodies, blocking foul and a collision. And Carter's involved. Fans were still warming up to the idea of having a basketball team in town. This is, of course, a hockey town. And a hockey country, for that matter. But with Vince Carter and McGrady and the rest of the Raptors, they will go to the playoffs for the first time this year. 1 out of 2 for Gill. Carter, a 3. Davis the tap. And the Nets fortunate that it didn't go down for him. Here's Gill running the floor and able to accelerate for 2.
Not too often that the Nets have been able to get out on the break, but the long shot well executed on the fast break with Kendall Gill running out quickly. Something they can take advantage of with the Raptors. They go to the offensive glass.
15 for Gill. Carter pull up pop off the rim. And Vince Carter has looked human. He is 4 for 12 shooting. There's Gill, baseline drive. Oakley with a bump, and Gill puts it through.
Well, that's just great recognition by Kendall Gill just then. You get a big guy out on the floor like that, Charles Oakley, who's not a bad interior defender, but at 6'5" and pretty quick, no match for Kendall Gill on the floor.
Done a good job off penetration. Gill has 17. Davis is fouled. A push before the shot. It'll be a side out. 7:27 to play. Third quarter.
Hutchins trying to sneak right by the baseline side, get Oakley moving a little bit. I mean, that's just not fair, getting a 6'9" guy out there guarding Kendall Gill.
Number 3 on Jamie Fike. And the first team foul called on the Nets. Here's McGrady holding. Ball movement leads to Christie. Corner jump, a 3. And Oakley the rebound. Van Horn swiped it away, but Christie brings it back. Banks it home, Doug Christie.
And those second opportunities, the Raptors really making them count.
Marbury taking it to the rim.
May have to do a little bit more of that, a little more action towards the basket.
And that is Vince Carter being worked on, that left wrist.
Man, that's not a good area right there either. See the way he pulled that arm back a little bit just then?
Oakley strokes, rimming out. And Oakley is called on the loose ball foul.
I know you like me with my medical discussions, but I did break my wrist once.
You did?
And there's a small bone right in that general area there called the navicular bone, which is not the one you want to fiddle around with. Not to say I'm going out on a limb just then, but that's something you have to be careful with.
Were your grades good enough at Duke to go to med school?
We already have a doctor in the family. My sister Maribeth went to Duke's medical
we don't
school.
need to get any plugs in. Just answer the question. Gill inside the arc, and the Nets have tied this thing up.
In my mind, they were.
Obviously, the medical schools may have had a different thought.
I just worked in the law school.
Did you? Man, that would have been a great career move. Here's McGrady. And Marbury takes it away.
Keep pushing. Oh.
McGrady from behind, but actually works as a pass to Van Horn. Marbury off the rim. And Oakley taps the ball to himself. Fike trying to tell someone to get back and take his man. It's Van Horn that does. Inside, Van Horn will try to deal with Davis. Power move, fading away. He can't.
Oh, is that ever a tough shot? Keep Van Horn putting both hands on for a moment there also. Get your legs underneath you. It's such a big factor when shooting the basketball.
Antonio Davis, a valuable sixth man in Indiana, now starting. Van Horn buries a three.
He had some good legs underneath him also. So once again, we saw a little bit of this in the first quarter into the second quarter. Up and down the floor, it got a little ragged at times, but the pace was picking up.
Double up on Christie. Curry is open. A three. Davis out rebounds Fike, and he cleans it up.
Jamie Fike is just breaking the first rule of rebounding. I know he's a good rebounder, but you must get a body on a guy, especially like Davis, who's pretty good offensively.
Inside, Gill trying to give it up. He does to Van Horn. 15 to shoot. Offensive rebounding has been part of the story, and the Raptors getting a bunch of their points. Marbury to Gill. That's a great play.
Pretty look by Marbury once again along the baseline. Gill, but Stephon Marbury so adept at bringing people out on the floor and then breaking them down.
Here's Christie trying to set things up. One-on-one with Marbury. 10 to shoot.
6'6". He can go over him if he wants.
McGrady thought about the three. Here's Christie fading away.
He's really picked up his game, hasn't he, over the years?
He has. He looked like a different player when he was a member of the New York Knicks, and he just looked confused. Marbury trying to return the favor with a hook.
Oh, it's nice to be able to get off the floor. Stephon Marbury showing you a little different play.
McGrady. And Marbury taps the ball away. Nearly a turnover. McGrady trying to get it. Two Nets commit. And it leaves Christie open. Pump fake. Fires it. McGrady leaning in for the layup.
We talked a moment ago also. McGrady with the bucket. But Christie just stepping it up. Don Casey's going to probably make some adjustments right now. Starting to get a little too much on the offensive glass.
Raptors lead by one. Entertaining game so far. Van Horn, he connects from the outside.
Sure is. I mean, it's just going up and down, and first guy open shoots.
Do you like that kind of basketball?
Well, once in a while. That's kind of like a throwback to when the Denver Nuggets,
Suns,
guys like
Nuggets, Spurs.
They used to shut guys like George Gervin down on a regular basis, hold them to 45.
You know, you always joke about it, but did you give up 40, 45-point games?
One night I had a night against Adrian Dantley
where he just abused you.
Gave up 50.
50. Oh.
Not all on me, but he did get 50.
Vince Carter, some tape being applied to the wrist, and Carter has returned. With 3:18 to play in the third, Nets 68, Raptors 67. Carter with 16 points, but a shooting percentage not what he's accustomed to. Marbury trying to work with Muggsy Bogues defending him. Turnaround at high arcing delivery. Stephon Marbury.
What you want to do now is just continue to go to Stephon Marbury down there against Muggsy Bogues. Force the Raptors. They tried to go double team him, but Marbury running away and jumping away from the double.
Marbury cracks double figures. Eschmeyer now on the floor for the Nets. Oakley hits the deck hard. And the foul will be called on Lucius Harris. A push. A timeout. 2:49 to play. We're in the third quarter in Toronto. Nets leading the Raptors 70-67. Left in the third. Carter has been held in check. Curry can't tie it up, but Willis cleans it up with an offensive rebound. Give it up. Carter puts it on the floor. Corner. Bogues three.
It just seems to me that every time the Raptors get that second opportunity, they've been successful with it. They just have to ride them away from the offensive glass.
Muggsy Bogues came in at 31% from three-point range. Evan Eschmeyer offensive rebound on the lay-in.
Good weak side positioning right there. Nobody blocks him out, establishes himself, and finishes off the play.
And Eschmeyer with 4 points. 72-70.
Has to do a better job, though, of finding Willis. They're going to run a couple things through Willis if they can.
There's There's a double on Willis, leaving Oakley open.
That's a walk.
And that's a three.
That's still a walk. He's switching his pivot foot out there and sizing it up.
Raptors lead by 1. Ball movement. Gill looks to the interior. Eschmeyer wants a crack at Willis. Jump hook. Evan Eschmeyer.
You know, it's an amazing thing when you come off the floor as a young player. If you get your first shot to go down, something good happens. All of a sudden, it becomes the thought process of being like a different player out there.
He's now 3 of 3 from the field. Willis, hook of his own, and rebounded by Harris. The Nets lead it by 1 as we come up on 1 minute to play here in Toronto. Third quarter.
Look at the Marbury situation now. He's got Bogues. See if he can back him in. Here comes Oakley. And
jump shot. He's fouled in the act, and Stephon Marbury will go to the free throw line.
See if I know what I'm talking about with calling walks.
No, I think you're right.
She catches the ball. Let me count the steps.
Catch. One.
One there. 2. That's a walk.
It's a walk.
That's a walk. That's 3 points against the Nets.
Only time I've seen it called this year was on Tim Hardaway in a game against the Nets. That's it.
That's a list then, but it's a different game if you're allowed to get your legs both underneath you. Most guys in this league will knock that shot down.
Marbury missing on both free throws, and Burrell, who was in the game for about 2 seconds, has just been called on his 3rd personal foul. Team foul number 4 and the first in the last 2 minutes. So the Raptors have it with just under a minute to play. Third quarter. Spread the floor. Carter watched by Newman. Here's Willis off a double team. Cross court. Jumper for 3. No. Harris able to rebound it. Willis trying to get in his way, but Harris dribbles out of trouble.
That's the one you want Bogues shooting, though. You don't want him to fake and then get 1 or 2 dribbles in close.
14 seconds to shoot, 34 seconds to play in the third. Burrell keeps firing at 3. Too strong. And Willis with the rebound. In a 5-second differential, we wind down in the third.
Spread the court right now. Curry, you have to remember, you cannot leave him. Lucius Harris is guarding him on the left corner.
Here's Bogues. Carter moving without the ball. Inside the arc. Over the backboard, and the Nets will have it with 7.3 left. Third quarter. And Carter now 4 for 13 shooting.
And really nothing explosive to the goal either, Ian. You know, we haven't seen anything from him going to the basket and dunking the ball really in a spectacular fashion.
He has been saving his best for last of late. Burrell can't hit it at the buzzer. Johnny Newman was wide open on the other side of the floor.
A lot of confidence in me, which gives me a lot of confidence.
And Ian and Jimmy's been doing it on a regular basis. 3 most recent wins, one against Houston here on Sunday when he blew by his man with a 1.5 seconds left to win the game. Back to you.
As we start playing the fourth quarter, Raptors able to strip the ball away from Johnny Newman. Now the Nets leading by 1 in an important quarter for the Nets. Their margin of error is still very slim. Considering that 2-15 start, they've climbed out of a hole. Turnaround jump shot. Davis, no. And Eschmeyer seeing extended minutes. Comes up with a loose ball.
See what the guys off the bench could do for the New Jersey Nets. Not very successful in the first half.
Scott Burrell looking for his first bucket, and he's got it. A 3.
Shooter's mentality, though, huh? Keep shooting until one goes down. Now all of a sudden he's on a roll. Rather than being, what, 0 for 5 or whatever he was, he's now knocking one down. He's 1 for 1 in his mind.
77-73. New Jersey's bench, despite having a bit of an off night, still outscoring the Toronto bench. There's Willis. Able to clear it for Bogues. Shot clock down to 3, and Bogues comes up short. Willis taps the ball to the corner, and Harris goes to get it. Elliott Perry, Harris, Eschmeyer, Burrell, and Newman on the floor for the Nets. Bogues, Carter, Davis, Christie, and Willis for Toronto.
Perry should be able to get a 15-foot jump shot off.
He does. In and out. Willis taps to Carter. Raptors on the move. Knocked away from Carter, out of bounds. And Toronto will hold on to it with 20 to shoot. Just about 2 minutes elapsed here in the fourth.
Defensively, a little better rotations here. You see the Nets coming across that side, forcing the guy to the corner. Now in the middle, filled up pretty nicely.
And a foul call. Johnny Newman was going for the basketball, but he got a piece of Carter. And that's number 2 on Newman.
One of the things the last 6 games, the Raptors have been going to the free throw line more often than the opponent. That generally adds up pretty nicely for them in another situation tonight where they have been going to the line a little more frequently, but we'll see what happens in this 4th quarter.
Raptors did not go to the free throw line in the 3rd quarter of play. 14 of 14 in the 1st half. Carter, a 3. No.
That's where you want to keep him.
The Nets can't come up with the rebound. And Carter is fouled by Eschmeyer.
Guarded Jordan, just bring on whoever's next. I mean, maybe this guy is next. Kobe Bryant in that class also with the spectacular moves, but I'm not fazed by him.
Oh, no, me either. Gill will accept the challenge, though, on anybody. He believes in his defense, and it's improved through the years.
Sure has. Body size helps also. A little Carter screen here.
Inside for Kevin Willis. So the Raptors get the 2 points anyway. It should have been a shooting foul for Vince Carter. Nets had caught a break, but Toronto able to score on the possession nonetheless. 77-75.
Slip cut.
Harris bounced off his shin, and the Nets will reset it. Newman will put it on the floor with Carter defending him, and a foul called outside. It is Vince Carter, and it is number 4.
Tell you, unlike Jordan, though, Vince Carter's a guy you can go after offensively. Jordan was a guy you would try to get the ball away from when he was playing defense on you, because Jordan may have been the best player to play defense in this league in 25 years, if not longer.
Newman breaking free for a moment with the shot clock winding down. Newman with 3, with 2, the drive. Leaner is good, and a foul.
So there's a point right there, Ian, with Johnny Newman going against Carter. He's not a factor defensively. Now think back when Michael Jordan was playing, and think about when Michael Jordan was defending right here. He would not let you go that easily. And he'd put up, even if he got the baseline and with their set where you're forced to the baseline, Jordan's putting up more of a fight than Carter did on that play.
Antonio Davis called on his first foul. Don't know if Carter backed off with the 4 personals, or if Johnny Newman just exploded around him. Newman completes the 3-point play, and the Nets take an 80-75 lead. 3 minutes gone by, 4th quarter.
I would test Carter right now again, the other end of the floor. Run it right through Johnny Newman again. See what he's going to do defensively.
Christie looking for the post up. Davis off the double. They leave Bogues open. Dare him to take that shot. And here's Carter inside. Willis.
Jump hook.
Over Eschmeyer. Off the rim, but the Raptors control it. Short pop. Christie, no. And Eschmeyer comes up with a loose ball.
Through 3 periods, they had 15 offensive rebounds, the Raptors did. Now they're up to 17, so they're just dominating on the offensive glass.
Elliot Perry working off a screen. Finds Burrell. Davis closes in. Eschmeyer a double team. The cutter is Burrell. Knocked away by Bogues. Eschmeyer hits the deck. Raptors control it for a moment. Burrell trying to remain on his feet, and a wild exchange. Carter, no look feed, intercepted.
They got numbers if they hurry.
Here's Harris to Newman. Crossover, pull up, got it.
Oh, what a wild series that was. But great recognition, though, by Perry and Harris that they had 4-on-2 numbers. I think they wanted to slow it down because it was so ragged and out of control, but very good recognition.
What a sequence. Nets get a bucket. Raptors call a timeout. And New Jersey extends its lead, 82-75. We're in the 4th. And it is the bench providing the spark here in the 4th. Marbury, Van Horn, and Gill are watching.
Good hands.
Knocked around. Eschmeyer nearly came up with it. McGrady, acrobatic, but he couldn't finish it. And Harris will back it out. Bogues, such a pestering defender, as he gets it across for Perry. Swings it, Newman. Johnny Newman, the pull-up. Bank shot is good.
Picking up the slack, Johnny Newman in the 4th quarter. The bench, you know, it's interesting. We touched on it at halftime where Don Casey just knew that he had to pull the trigger again with the bench at some point, gets him on the floor, and all of a sudden the bench that was bad in the first half is very good in the second half.
A 12-2 run, and Carter can't hit the three. Davis offensive rebound, and that's keeping the Raptors in this game. Carter hits the deck hard.
Johnny Newman with the trip as he cut to the basket.
So Newman will pick up his third. It's team foul number 3 on the net. Stops the clock with 7:04 left. Nets have Terry, Harris, Burrell, Newman, Eschmeyer. Raptors with Davis, Curry, McGrady, Bogues, and Carter. One-on-one, Carter looking to take over. Off the glass and in, and a foul.
Yeah, the Nets have done a very respectable job on Carter, especially considering how he's been playing over the last 2 months or so. And here he gets the shoulders in against Johnny Newman. There isn't any rotation to help out. Newman with his 4th. But see, he's all alone over there. Somebody, when he gets close to the blocks, has to help out.
And Carter hits his free throw. 7 of 7. 19 points. Little prayer from Doug Christie. First free throw for the Raptors in the second half. Eschmeyer touch pass. Harris can't hit the three. Davis knocked away and a loose ball foul. Will it be Burrell or Eschmeyer?
Loose ball foul on the next number 70,
Evan Eschmeyer picks it up.
Good kick out by Eschmeyer too. Little action.
The line. So good work by Newman, Burrell, and Perry. And now it's Marbury, Gill, and Van Horn's turn to come in and try to seal the deal. Nets lead by 5. Eschmeyer wants a crack at Antonio Davis. Hook shot. Tracy McGrady called him the goaltending as he took it out of midair. That's not allowed.
My goodness, watch this.
That's scary.
Oh, wow, is that ever good?
Looks good on a highlight
It
reel,
sure
but
does.
it's illegal. Davis bumped by Eschmeyer. That's before the shot. Raptors want the continuation. And Antonio Davis will go to the free throw line for 2.
It may be illegal, but this is good. This is really nice. Look at this. Wham!
That's a joke. That is a joke.
Oh my goodness, that was good. The Nets come away with a bucket though, after all of that.
Davis hits on the first. Let's give you the answer to our Infinity Trivia question. The Warriors did it. And the Houston Rockets. 1 out of 2. But look at McGrady. Reverse delivery.
If the Nets somehow manage to win this basketball game with the way they're giving up offensive second opportunities, they will have really stolen one here because the Raptors are just taking advantage of on the offensive glass.
We'll give you the shooting numbers in a bit just to show you how much better the Nets have been from the field. Marbury challenging the Raptors defense with a driving layup.
You would anticipate that Marbury and Carter right now will try to get each of their teams on their shoulders and let them ride.
Look at that. Nets are shooting 50%, yet this is only a 6-point game.
These opportunities just giving them the second chances.
They're out rebounding the Nets 49-33. The Raptors. Bogues inside the arc. And Van Horn able to come up with a loose ball. The Nets approach the 5-minute mark with an 88-82 lead.
Good double team on Vince Carter that trip.
Marbury hanging and hits and the foul.
This is going to be interesting to see who they call this on. It's going to be Bogues. I thought they might have gotten Carter for reaching in just then on the jumper. You got the pull-up jump shot. He's got the shoulders beyond. Yeah, Carter not there, quite there, but Bogues on the left side got him.
Marbury missed his only 2 free throws of the night, and now is 1 of 3, and the Nets extend their lead to 9.
Pretty good answer just then. The last 2 trips by the Nets down the floor. They have to make things happen defensively here.
Here's Curry looking to the interior, and Carter.
Watch the double team when he touches. There it goes.
They try to triple team. McGrady, kick out. Christie a three. They need it, and they've got it.
See, the theory here is get the ball out of Carter's hands, which I agree with. They kick it to the outside. You'd rather lose on long shots than the inside with the dunks.
Raptors a little bit better than the Nets from three-point range tonight, but New Jersey leads it by 6, 4.5 to play. Gill inside the arc, straight away, and he buries it.
Just a shootout, a little bit of a shootout, and Marbury, as did Carter, drawing double teams, and that just means which team is going to shoot better from the perimeter, it looks like.
Kendall Gill with 23.
Here's the double team again, a little fake.
Carter turning on Gill, and Gill did the right thing. A foul called on the baseline as Carter did not get the opportunity to get to the basket. So free throws coming up. Nets have been over the limit now for almost 3 minutes. Sportsnet. Oakley returns for Toronto. 1 out of 2 for Vince Carter. 20 points. Nets 93. Raptors 86. We hit 4 minutes to play. Marbury over Christie. Short.
Need something going towards the basket. Marbury would be a good opportunity there to take Christie one-on-one. Let's see if the Nets run somebody. There's the blocks with Christie now.
They're looking for Christie. Van Horn pinches over. They leave Oakley open. He can't hit the jump shot. But another offensive rebound for the Raptors. McGrady clears. Carter a three. Off the rim and rebounded by Eschmeyer.
Carter just not knocking the long shot down. The long ball not working for him tonight.
5 for 17, Vince Carter. And Tracy McGrady leading the way for the Raptors with 12 boards. Gill rimming out. Van Horn could not hold on to it, and the Raptors look to run with Christie.
Carter goes right to the blocks on the right side.
Here's Gill trying to deny the ball. Carter makes his move. And a foul called as they converged on Vince Carter. Marbury, Gill, and Eschmeyer. 1 out of 2. Nets 93, Raptors 87, and even 3 minutes left. Such an important game for the Nets. Trying to make a move in the playoff race in the Eastern Conference. Don't even worry about Milwaukee and Orlando. Just go out and win games. Van Horn zigzagging. The flip is good.
Keep Van Horn bringing the shoulders to the basket that trip. Good, smart basketball just then by the Nets. Very, very patient in a tough situation just then where they needed a hoop.
16 points, 8 rebounds for Van Horn. 8-point Nets lead. McGrady puts it on the floor. The drive, reverse. He took the hit, and the foul called as McGrady trying to avoid any further damage.
Keith Van Horn with a patient move, a little ball fake, and then the challenge. Watch the shoulders and the arm come towards the basket. Could have been at the line also. And then defensively. Earlier in the year, the Nets were allowing easy shots going in. Eschmeyer putting the hammer down a little bit. He did that also to Carter. That closes and helps out his teammate. Don't give up with a bucket and a foul. Just make sure they don't go to the basket and get easy buckets.
Evan Eschmeyer, 15 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Jim McIlvain in some foul trouble, and Jamie Fike with some spotty play tonight. McGrady at the line.
Interesting how McGrady stays about a foot behind the free throw line.
Seen a couple of players around the NBA this season making that their philosophy at the free throw line.
Yeah, there's a good shot of it right there.
He said he feels more comfortable with about a 17-footer than he does a 15-footer. Hey, whatever.
Okay, whatever works, I guess.
And for McGrady, it's been up and down for him at the line. 69% this season. He's got 22 points tonight. They come up on 2 minutes to play. Nets lead by 6. Marbury finding Van Horn. Pump fake. Leaning jump shot. No good. And Oakley comes up with a loose ball. That one could have really gone a long way in getting the Nets a win here tonight.
You got Carter and Marbury on the right blocks.
Carter double team. Oakley thought about it. McGrady, a three. Side rim, trying to grab it, trying to call a timeout. Can't do so. Nets take over with 1:49 left and a 95-89 advantage.
And McGrady with Oakley on his shoulder just then going after.
So right off the bat, you know, the Nets have improved and now have confidence in themselves to go out there and play better basketball here in the month of March.
But you worry about teams matching up well against one another.
Shot clock winding down. 5 to shoot. Marbury trying to make it happen, and he does with a driving layup.
That is nasty. Just flat out nasty against Charles Oakley. Great switch for the Nets on the offensive end.
Nets extend their lead to 8. Raptors running out of time with 1:18 left. Inside, Davis can't catch it. Eschmeyer could not hold on to it. Out of bounds, 10 to shoot.
Actually, the right pass just then by Charles Oakley because he was open. Here's the screen. See that ball? He's wide open there if he just recognizes the ball is going to come to him, which he did not.
At the hands of the Raptors, the game is basically over at the end of the first quarter both times. Here's Carter. He'll go to the free throw line with 1:12 left. Free throws for the game. It's no contest. 27 attempts now for the Raptors. Nets in front by 6. Pressure that the Nets will have to deal with as they get it across with Van Horn.
Part of that's to get it out of Marbury's hands. They want someone else to handle against the trapping.
Nets playing without Kerry Kittles for most of the game, out with an injured cheekbone. Shot clock is down to 6. Gill inside, and he draws the foul. 54.3 left.
That's just smart.
Jimmy, a lot of the Nets were so frustrated over the way things went on Sunday against the Jazz, a game that they very easily could have won. And they felt they had to come out on the road and do something special right off the bat. They're leading Toronto by 7. Carter, hanging jump shot, no. And Van Horn with the rebound. He's fouled with 42.9. The Nets are on their way potentially to a huge win on the road. Wins. And 1 out of 2 for Van Horn.
Another walk.
Well, they don't call it on Oakley as Christie splits defenders. Driving layup is good. And Doug Christie comes down hard.
That should get it in. That's a good move with Christie down. Keep the play moving. Take time off the clock or get fouled.
And the giveaway by McGrady as 2 for Marbury.
3-possession game right now, though.
18 points, 7 assists. Oakley will toss it in. Curry, turnaround 3. No. And Harris with a rebound. Let's see if the Raptors even foul him or just allow the Nets to dribble out the clock. McGrady guarding Harris. Only 13 seconds left. Down to 10. The Nets continue their climb towards the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. They come up with a huge road win against the Raptors. 100-93, the final in Toronto. Nets, a confident team right now, considering what this Raptor club had done to New Jersey in the first 2 meetings this year. What a win for Don Casey's crew and a chance to double it up tomorrow night in Charlotte, second half of the back-to-back. Mike Crispino standing by with Kendall Gill. Mike.